victory is at hand!
There will be no dawn for men.
What's already at Soul, and today we are here once again in Realms in Exile for Crusader Kings 3. I've been playing this a lot recently, so this will probably be the last one that I do for a little while, but it's also October, so happy October. And during this season, I like to try to do, like, not spooky or scary, but something like more dark and sinister, I suppose, on this channel. Like, I like to play as characters who are dark or have evil intent, or maybe just happen to be morally gray or whatever. And so I decided that we were going to play as Saruman the White, and I've actually done this playthrough before. A couple of years ago I tried to do this and it did not go very well for me. I was mostly just trying out the storyline. I'm going to try it again. Whatever happens, happens though. So it could be just a repeat of what happened last time. But I feel like I'm armed with knowledge and a couple of years of experience, so we should be able to do a little bit better than we did the first time. But obviously we start off as Saruman. He starts off with the Istari faith or the Aenir faith, and he is an Istari as culturally. So he has not fallen just yet. He has this beautiful background photo too, by the way. And I believe he also does start with his staff of Saruman, chief of the Istari and leader of the White Council. This long, sleek black staff is topped with an orb and helps the wizard channel his powers. And he also has a ring that he wears, which is crafted in imitation of the Ring of Power, but it's not nearly as good. I don't believe he has he does not have a courtroom. I would love for them to add a Orthanc courtroom, because I think that would be sick. But, you know, those things will come with time. So I just did a little spread. I did Vibrant Court, I did Build, because Build is a good one. It decreases construction cost. And then I did House of Warriors and then Generational Belligerence, because the retreat costs and the Casus Belli costs reduction are nice. Lord of Isengard. The great iron fortress of Isengard has long guarded the southern flank of the Misty Mountains. The great spire of Orthanc rising from its heart, keeping watch over the surrounding valley and the fords of Isen beyond. We will read Orthanc as well, because its description is fun. The great tower was fashioned by builders of the lost realm of Numenor, yet it seems not to be made of the craft of men, but riven from the bones of the earth and the ancient torment of the hills. It was at the crowning of King Freylaf of the Riddermark that I appeared following the death of Helm Hammerhand and his sons at the hand of Wolf and his Dunlandings. I brought gifts and sang great praise of the valor of the Rohirrim, quickly earning the love of the new king. Seeking greater security against the Dunlanding raids, the king convinced ruling steward Baron of Gondor to grant me the keys to the abandoned Tower of Orthanc, to act as a warden over the western borderlands and a representative of the steward. And so I have remained for the last 240 years. Let's read Orthanc really quick. At the request of Steward Baron, Saruman the White now lives in the Tower of Orthanc and has restored the gardens and grounds of Isengard, making it once more a place of learning and hidden secrets. Here one can pursue ancient knowledge and learn of the lore long lost under the tutelage of the White Wizard. So people would come here and they would visit, obviously, and they would come here for advice. And for a long time, you know, he was a good guy. So I think that it's hard to imagine that in the context of like the Lord of the Rings. And even in The Hobbit, they sort of give him, like the movie, of course, they give him like a sinister feeling. But I think the book articulates a little bit better just how shocked Gandalf is that Saruman is betraying them, because he just kind of looks evil in the movie. I mean, Christopher Lee, great guy to play Saruman, but he does not give, I was once a good guy. My search for the One. Since taking residence in Isengard, I have uncovered many of its secrets, the greatest prize of all being the Orthanc Stone, one of the 7 Palantiri of Numenor. This ancient seeing stone has been invaluable in my hunt for the One Ring that I so desire, and I have learned much of the world as it is, and as it could be. Long have I sought the One Ring, for only with its power could any hope to compete with the Dark Lord Sauron, and only I have the wit and power to wield it. And yet, while I have managed to keep this hidden from the White Council, my activity has not gone unnoticed by the Eye in the East. Since retrieving another stone from Minas Ithil, Sauron disrupts any attempt to use the Palantir, his very essence filling my mind with an insatiable lust for power. The Palantir remains my best chance to find the One, yet I doubt I can evade Sauron's notice much longer. I must find the One Ring and bring order to Middle-earth. Or you could put the stone has corrupted my heart for long enough. You could align against Sauron, or you could do this one, which is what we're going to do because we want to be a Dark Lord. The Palantir. In the darkness of my throne room, the black cloth is lifted and I reach out towards the crystal ball and command it to show me the One Ring. It respects my power and sweeps over the sites of the disaster of the Gladden Fields. A vision of wild marshlands appears, where I have searched ceaselessly to discover the One Ring. It is not there. I search further and am directed towards Mirkwood, to the Sea of Rune, where I observe the people of those lands, but someone else is watching me. He has found me. I perceive a form of a great eye, lidless and wreathed in flame. Within his fortress of Barad-dûr, the Dark Lord sees me, his reaching flames piercing through the Palantir, grasping me, seeking to infiltrate my mind and learn my designs. As the stone shows Sauron's utter conquest of the east and south, I realize that he does not yet know of my search for the One Ring. I must seize him by feigning alliance, or match his will and fight for control of the Palantir. Saruman pledges alliance to you, Lord Sauron. You pledge alliance to Sauron for now and continue to search to claim the One Ring. You get the Kingdom of Isengard. You get Fallen, his Istari culture, which is different. Cult of the Lidless Eye. We lose Just and become Callous, and he gains 40 opinion. So this is what my courtroom looks like. I've never seen this one, but it is... It's like a Rohirrim, a Dunlanding one. That's interesting. Is there one for them now? Let me see. Okay, so they've had one. Never mind. I knew that. Does Lothlorien have one? Oh, they do. It's different. Yeah, okay. Interesting. The Shire does not have one, do they? No, theirs is normal. These guys, I think, probably have the same thing that they did. Yeah, okay. I'm just looking at this now because I never noticed. I know Gondor has a great one. Does Umbar have one? Or is theirs just still normal? Yeah, it's still pretty normal. What about Belakar? Yeah, okay, so a lot of them don't have anything, but that is interesting. So Mordor, again, which I would love it if Mordor had one. I think that would probably have to be the next one, right? Or like Erebor. Erebor actually does have one, and theirs is one of my favorites. It's really good. Anyway, distracted. Let's look at this Fallen Istari culture really quick. Those among the wizards who have fallen under the sway of darkness. Quarrelsome, battlefield looters, by the sword, and rule of the shadows. Interesting. Do we get any unique men-at-arms now? We do not, so we don't have those yet. Cult of the Lidless Eye, Holy Order founded. Oh my goodness. Host of Utunmo. First command of Sauron, build me an army worthy of Mordor. Sauron has issued his first command, bidding me to prepare forces with which to assail Gondor and Rohan from the west, while he shall do so from the east. To that end, he has dispatched some orcs in secret under their captain Gazmog to provide me with cunning minds bearing smithing and warcraft to aid me in my efforts. With Gazmog too, have come many of the orcs of the mountains, furtive but brutal types out of the dark of Moria and the caves of the Misty Mountains. These will make fitting raiders and scouts, but they will not be nearly enough to bring the horse lords to heal, much less ancient Gondor. More shall be needed. In Orthanc I sit, biting my time and contemplating my next act, even as goblins and orcs begin to carve out great furnaces underground, beneath the placid images of the Ring of Isengard. Long have the Dunlandings feuded with the Rohirrim, and an army loyal wholly to myself would be wise. We have work to do. Ever since the defeat of Wolf at the hands of the Rohirrim centuries ago, the men of Dunland have become a fractured and feuding people. While somewhat primitive, they are strong and hardy folk with a rich history, kinfolk of the men who called me their liege in the valleys around Isengard. If I could secure their loyalty, I can use their numbers to bolster my army. Long fragmented and squabbling fiefdoms, its people have languished without a strong ruler, and yet the land is not without its more influential lords, with a number styling themselves as kings of their lands. If I were to lend my support to one of these would-be kings in exchange for their loyalty, I could bolster my army with their forces and secure my western border in one fell swoop. However, talk of negotiating with these wild men leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Like Gazmog, who fervently insists that I should instead strike out and use their division against them. No, I'm gonna use Wolfgar. I'm not gonna strike out at them. I don't have like any sort of army whatsoever. I can't even make soldiers yet. I just have this little tiny band. He refused! Okay, well I guess I'm going to Threedane. I usually go to Wolf, but we're gonna go this guy. Threedane bends the knee. In response to my overtures towards him, Lord Threedane of Dothabatha? I don't know how you say that. Has sworn loyalty to me and will follow me into the battles that come. I can recruit men-at-arms from here. Hell yeah. We can get Dunlanding horsemen, which are good against archers. We can get these guys, and we can get skirmishers. Probably about 500 of those, and then I'll grab some of you. A couple hundred of those, probably, yeah, for now. Get those up. You guys can be here in Orthanc, I guess, for now. And then you guys can be... Actually, plus 25 is really solid. You guys, plus 4. Yeah, we'll do that. Let those numbers get up, and then we can start. My powerful vassal wants a seat on my council. I think I'm going to reassign you to here. You can be here. Could demand a conversion. Now you're the Cult of the Lidless Eye, and I can work on swaying you, because I want you to be loyal. And it said it would be easy, so. Oh my god, I have an army of 4,000? How? Oh, it's just levies? Bring industry to Isengard. Isengard cannot possibly support my grand ambitions in its current state. I must begin to build an industrial center behind its walls. I should survey the lands. I wandered through the gardens of Isengard in the light of the early evening. The gardens are vast, stretching from Orthanc to the very perimeter walls forming the Ring of Isen. Barely changed since the departure of the men of Numenor. Long have I tended its orchards and flower beds since taking residence here. And yet, what has all this natural beauty brought me? Nothing but time squandered. Looking across the wide lawns, I now see a great potential that I was once blind to. I have sent the command to put my local subjects at disposal of the orcs sent to me by Lord Sauron, and set them to work. They toil under night, despoiling the Numenorian gardens and tearing down its trees. Gazmog approaches me with his daily update. The trees are strong, my lord. Their roots go deep. Rip them down. We are ripping down the trees, and we are making slums. Oh, okay, here we go. How do you get Saruman of the many colors? Your new robes seem white, but that is not so. They are woven of all colors, and as you move, they shimmer and change hue. Oh, we gotta get Devoted Servant first. Do we not get any sorcery? Oh yeah, let's do one. I'll do it in my chamber. And I will do, we can do Call the Horde, Mark of War, Assemble the War Chiefs, 3 Knights to your court, Raise the Dead. Oh yeah, there's so many I forgot. Mortal Weapons, Words of Power. We try to find the souls of those black-hearted beings that roam the earth willing to join your cause. Or should we raise the dead? Let's raise the dead, it sounds fun. Perform the ritual. It worked! From the depths of the tombs they rise, the dead shaking and cold, grasping their swords now inhabited by dark spirits at my service. These wraiths shall need no blade, for fear alone shall surely strike my enemy down. Ah, that's these guys, huh? And these are Morgul Wights. Well, well, well. That is a good one. Morgul Wights are quite strong. A shortage of materials. The orcs under my command have made quick progress in felling the ancient trees in the gardens of Isengard, and they have now begun to work to delve into the very ground itself. As I gaze from beyond my tower, I see shadowy pits forming in the earth below like pocks in the once green landscape. My thoughts are interrupted by Gazmog as he enters the room behind me, a wary look on his face. He tells me that while work progresses well, they are beginning to run low on the supplies of timber required to support the ground overhead as they delve deeper. I turn back to look down to Isengard, then up beyond the wide valley of Nan Kirin below. Venture beyond the walls and take all that you need. Yes, go raiding. Go crazy. Those Morgul Wights are probably insanely strong. They are indeed. 93? Holy crap. I'll just keep you here then. I'm gonna resupply these dudes right here. Oh, this is actually my vassal. He's my steward, and he's in this. That's right. He's about to win this one, and then we'll have to fight these guys. Pretty much the first thing that you do. How many years has it been? Just 2? Good. Okay, we gotta be quick. Probably should have done something like stewardship or diplomacy, but that's fine. I'll just work on this scholar tree. The very face of Isengard is transformed. The smell of scented flowers and the song of birds could be heard in its ancient gardens, now replaced with the smell of sweat, smoke, and the sounds of industry. My orcs have done well. Long have they toiled in the pits of their own creation, making it their wretched home. And as they have begun to multiply underground, so too does the number of hands to further expand its depths. The majority of the local population have now moved beyond the walls into the valley beyond, driven off by the vile conditions, and yet some have stayed, dwelling with the orcs, some by choice, some not. A new Isengard is rising. And this is just the beginning. We gain the workshops of Isengard, which give you quite a big increase to your taxes per month if you come over here. I think the birthing grounds is a big one, which I think that means we can now recruit Uruk-hai, or we can soon recruit Uruk-hai. And you make a decent amount of money per turn. I just have to remember the big thing that really knocked me down last time was that I ran out of money because I delved too deep and I got attacked by a Balrog. I'm gonna take both. I wonder if I can go to war with this guy. Maybe I might have to. Gaze into the Palantir. What would this do? Kind of curious. Let's do it. Amongst the most coveted artifacts of the Dunedain are the Palantir, wrought in the ancient west by Fëanor. The 7 seeing stones were gifted to Amundil of the Undunai by the Eldar of Dol Amroth, as comfort to the faithful as the shadow fell upon Numenor. Brought to the Middle Earth by Elendil and his sons, the seeing stones have not been used since the fall of Minas Ithil to the Witch King. The wise of Gondor deemed the danger too great. The Palantir are tools of farsight, allowing their users to perceive things unseen in faraway lands and to communicate with the other seeing stones. They are dangerous tools in this age, for it takes great will to master a Palantir and bend it to one's purpose. And even then, you do not know who else might be looking, but with great strength of mind and spirit, a Palantir could be a weapon unmatched. Gazing into the seeing stone might unveil secrets most important, revealing the plans of the enemy and granting insight to their strategies. Should I then use the Palantir to grow my own strength and wisdom, or is the danger simply too great? I will use it. The Palantir brings me north of the plains of the Rovanian, to the very foot of the snow-capped lonely mountain. Between its roots is the city of Dale, nestling snugly against the protection of the Dwarven realm. Their partnership has made them rich beyond their wildest dreams, but peace and silver have made the line of Bard complacent and decadent, merchants rather than warriors. Men and dwarf alike no longer know the handle of a sword or the string of a bow. They have become coin counters and toy makers. They will be no match against the coming storm. The fierce Northmen and Longbeards have become fat and weak. As I look towards Enethwaith and Dunland, I can see multiple raiding parties, small bands of armed men going to Rohan with torches and returning with plunder. The warlike Dunlandings have been awoken, their thirst for vengeance upon the Forgoil stronger than ever. The tribes are gathering, their anger stoked and their hands armed by servants of the Eye. Already they have started raiding a weakened Riddermark, and they will soon have enough might and daring to start a frontal assault upon the Strawheads. The men of Dunland are wild and unruly, but their heat burns bright. As I break away from the Palantir, I feel both the urge to peer inside it once again and a great relief that the mental ordeal is over. The task has drained a great deal of mental energy from me, and I shall not submit myself to the strain for some time, I feel. I cover the ancient orb with a cloth once more and return it to the secret depths of my treasury. For now, good night's rest. I wonder, I have to be able to attack this guy. I might have to crown this guy king first and then do it, but after that it should be fine. The Dunlands are this. Knight becomes a Blade Master, hell yeah. Let's see, what would it take to take his claims? Only 210? I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna do all of them. Just get the rest of them in one go. I can't cast a spell yet, so we're gonna have to wait a second. I gotta be a little bit quicker than I think I was last time. What do we have in here? I think once you crown them, that gives you the next thing. Nice, hell yeah. Okay, so he likes me now. Let's work on swaying this guy now. Could also demand a conversion, and I think it said, oh, he'll accept 100%. Force demands, done. You are now a vassal of my vassal. Oh, I don't have 130 piety, or I'd be able to summon the host of Autumno, or Autumno. Autumno? Something? Perfect. Pay me 72 gold, please. I'm gonna have you restock real fast. This will be over, and then I'll go straight for Dunland, and then that should end this, and then we'll be able to crown this guy king. Alright, that one's done. Now we send everybody up north to take the last of it. What the heck? Apparently it changed. Very odd. It must have just given me like the Dunlanding courtroom. I wonder. Does he doesn't have one because he's not technically a king. This person, can I ransom you? No. 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 All of you are kind of whatever, so I'm actually just going to execute you. Because I am evil and I'm allowed to do that. It will give me bonuses to my piety, which is what I want. It's been 6 years, so we're still really early on, so we're doing okay. You don't have to go that fast. Create the Uruk-hai of Isengard. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to wait until we get our king first, which is going to be in like 2 seconds. Recruit Misty Mountain Orcs. The orcs in the Misty Mountains are hardy and rugged, the majority making their homes in the many fallen dwarven holds along the spine of the mountain chain. While these orcs do not owe allegiance to any dark power, the more opportunistic among their lords could be convinced to fight for me with gold and promises of loot and slaughter. I am going to definitely take that. I'll send emissaries north. A free 2,000 person army before we attack Rohan. I mean, come on. And we can cast sorcery again. I think we should do it. I'm going to do it within my Chambers of Orthanc. And I'm going to... Let's call the Horde. Let's try it. Free Army is always, in my opinion, the best spell to cast. This is Isengard, and now we are done. Create a loyal king of Dunland, Dominion of Isengard. Finally, the Dunlandings have consolidated in the west. Now the time has come to fulfill my promise and crown my chosen petty king as ruler of the United Dunland. Dominion of Isengard. I am now a high overlord. This guy could become a vassal of them. Alright, so now I don't have to sway him anymore. He now actually likes me. It was very confusing. Force submission as a client state. I forgot what a client state is. Yeah, it's like a permanent subjugation thing. With a growing population of orcs making their homes in the newly dug pits around Isengard, my mind has been preoccupied with thoughts of these savage beasts. The orcs are a ferocious race, yet they suffer from many weaknesses. They shun the light of the sun, and their strength is in their numbers, not in the individual. After long study, I have finally found a way to create something more. A new breed of orcs, who can move at speed under the sun, strong as a man, broad and tall. They shall be my fighting Uruk-hai, the army of Isengard. And now they are perfect. As the Uruk-hai grow, my thoughts turn to their arming and training. In my mind are two paths for the core infantry of my new army. The first is to form traditional orc warbands with many spears and skirmishers, swift and deadly but disadvantaged in pitched battles. They would plunder the lands as they spread, terrorizing my enemy and sapping their will to fight. The latter and more expensive option is to have fewer but well-equipped swordsmen and pikes bearing heavy armor fit to fight pitched battles on great plains on a more equal footing with my enemies. I would like to do this. They should be different from their forefathers, disciplined and well-armed. With a decision made on the infantry corps of my new army, the wheels of my mind turn to the archers. I see two options here as well. Traditional bows or crossbows. Traditional bows have their advantage. They are lighter, more compact, less liable to malfunction, and properly trained can outpace enemies' fire. On the other hand, they require far more training. Crossbows are simple. They are easily learned and can punch harder than many traditional archers, but they run the chance of malfunction. Their fire rate is slower than a trained archer. You get 1,100 troops, or you get 800. We get Lurtz, our new captain. Lurtz used a bow. Actually, I'm trying to think. Did they use crossbows? I guess they had both. Uruk-hai scouts. Or Uruk-hai crossbowmen, who are significantly stronger. I have expanded much of my resources now, yet my mind still thinks ever more with which I can further supplement my forces. Long have I experimented with a fire which may be lit by command, but can carve through stone and destroy men. But the resources are rare and exotic, and if mishandled, could easily doom my forces as well as my foes. I could supplement my forces with ward riders as scouts and flankers in battles. Many a battle in history has been decided by the swift mobility of cavalry. Lastly, there are trolls which dwell in the misty mountains, which I may draw to my cause and enhance. They would prove a mighty shock force indeed to lead the vanguard against my foes. Pretty much the best siege equipment, I would assume, in the game. Although, honestly, I think Oligur Defilers also get this as well. I can recruit these as men-at-arms. Because these are really expensive. And these guys are 87. These guys are, I'm going to honestly say, these guys are quick at sieging, and sieging is like honestly how you win these wars in this game. It really doesn't matter how strong their army is. If you can get through them quickly, it's not going to make a difference. So now we have all of these we can recruit. We can train them. Oh, you can also do this. Have some of the orcs equipped and trained with crossbowmen. They will be ready after a year. Recruit from the ranks. As my plans for the future of Isengard unfolds, I need to surround myself with loyal and capable lieutenants to carry out my orders. While the majority of my fighting Uruk-hai are dumb and brutish, a few rare shots so should promise and rise with the ranks of the common orc. Send them to me. I honestly think I should be working on... Can I offer you vassalage? What would you say? You would say no. Honestly, I think I should be working on making you guys client states. Give me some extra money. Alright, we did that one. No reason to waste it. They are now a client state. Because then they'll have to pay me a stipend basically every month. Which is why I wanted to have them as a client state, because now I won't be losing money per battle anymore, or in battle anymore. And kind of just, you can just make that, like, make your way over. They're still stronger than me, which is fine. But once we take their capital, it should be quick. The new learning lifestyle perk, honestly I feel like I should switch it to... like domain focus and get wealth. 13 years can only be changed once every 5 years. Dang. However, it makes more sense, I think. Yeah, Taxman's way better. Even though learning is useful, I don't feel like it's going to be as useful for me. Let's do this. Force demands, thank you, so be it. Lower my armies. So now we have, technically these guys are both part of my realm as well. And I get 10 gold per turn, which is really nice. I would say grab some heavy swordsmen to start, because they're really strong and they're great at fighting in volcanic plains. Honestly though, we can grab crossbowmen. I'm wondering if we should just keep on going, or if we should just conquer these guys, because, well, how much would it be if I conquered this guy? Conquer county, conquer county, conquer county, and I could give this away. Conquer duchy, and then I could just go straight to here. Probably will do that. Just keep on taking up lands, because you shouldn't be idle when you're playing this campaign, as what I noticed last time. I don't know if I can raise my troops over here or not. It will not let me. The Black Dragon, I've played as this character before in a multiplayer game. It was a pretty good time. It was like a year ago or something? It's been a while. Oh. Captured their High Lord. Thanks, buddy. I'm gonna give you this, and then I probably have to make you into something. Yeah, you can be my Chancellor as an Uruk-hai is really funny for some reason. Yeah, and then we'll take this. Create an accolade. We actually should probably create an accolade. Lurtz should be one. He can be an archer for sure. An archer and marauder? No, fanatic. No, Fanatic isn't bad. Valiant is usually better because you get Army damage is plus 10%. Let's do that one. The Black Arrow of the Dominion of Isengard goes hard as hell. Holy shit. The most loyal of Uruks. As my army of fighting Uruk-hai grows, I've noticed a number among them larger and more vicious than normal. These imposing warriors have risen above their peers, shaving their heads and filling their helmets with human blood, the very scent sending them into an insatiable killing frenzy. Oh, the berserkers. With fearless ferocity, they charge into battle wearing nothing but a loincloth of chainmail, wielding doubly bent swords ornamented with spikes to gut and maim any that dare stand in their way. Seeing their raw potential, I have granted them elevated positions of prestige, branding each with the white mark of the hand personally, binding their loyalty to me. These berserkers shall bring me heads of my enemy commanders. And we have gained this guy, who is insanely strong. We do not need these guys right now, but we now have berserkers, and I think you can also recruit them now, technically. I want to say. Yeah, you can. And they're really, really good. And I am losing my legitimacy because I haven't done a coronation, so I'm going to have to do one of those eventually. I'm not going to show that, but it's going to bother me until I do it. Done. I'm going to give that to the same guy. Perfect. Thanks, buddy. Cool. Awesome. I can also ransom this guy, which I'll do it. If we wanted to become that, we could. The Forges of Isengard would be better because this gives you way more money per turn, which is what you want. I could make this dude into a client state if I wanted to. Recruit from ranks. Travel. Oh, invite the Dunlandings. I have to be the Cult of the White Hand, which I cannot remember how to do that. This is a really good one. Again, overseeing the preparation of the Horde. But this is what I'll get instead. I will do the Forges of Isengard. A growing army of Uruk-hai is hungry for weapons and armor, and the workshops and the pits are struggling to keep up. I must expand the industry underneath Isengard further, digging fresh tunnels to the countless forges that will outfit my Uruks with arms of steel. My legions grow in number by the day, the fighting Uruk-hai proving their worth, but now they strain at my resources to the breaking point. They're actually not growing by the day. We don't have any money. What steel I have has been used up, and the Forges of Isengard hunger for both ore and fuel to make more. While the continuous excavation beneath the Ring of Eisen, I have come across modest deposits of iron ore. Unless I find more bounteous sources of both ore and fuel, then my army shall fight in rags. Or I can find beneath Isengard but fuel. The Great Forest of Fangorn is one of the last remnants of ancient primordial forests of Middle-earth. I walked in those woods once. The trees there are many and great, and could supply my industry's hunger for fuel for many great wars. However slight, though, there are risks to this. It's been many years, but Fangorn himself may still walk those woods, along with his lethargic kin. They are unlikely to pose much of a threat to me or my many Uruk-hai. The woods exist to feed the fires of industry. Your actions will anger the Ents of the ancient forest. Any future war with Rohan will need to be resolved within 5 years of its starting, or you will risk total annihilation at their wrath. Last time I didn't do this, so let's do it. We don't have to attack Rohan yet. We can bide our time still, so we're fine. It's been 13 years since the game start. Mordor is quite strong. However, we're doing okay. We can create another men-at-arms regiment. I would honestly say get some heavy swordsmen. Or you know what? Get some pikemen, because we're going to be fighting against cavalry. And that would be pretty wise. And then honestly, swap these dudes out for the horsemen. Yeah, you don't need the horsemen as much as you need those pikemen. Because this is like, that's like their whole army is these horse archers. So having those and then just something quick to siege them down, that'll be pretty much all you need. Holy crap, 402? That's insane. Holy Jesus. We also have still 10 Morgul Whites on both sides, which are also quite strong. I did not know that they were that strong. Good God. That's actually crazy. Let's do another one of these. Let's see if I can't call the Horde again. Perform the ritual. I don't think it worked again. Unbelievable. The fall of Belakar. The unthinkable has occurred. The once prosperous realm of Belakar has been laid waste to the armies of the Storm Host. Once its towers of white stone stood gleaming in the sun, rising above green hills and fertile fields, merchants from far-off lands marveled at the wealth and the splendor of its cities. A land where the wisdom of the Anadun yet echoed. The legion of Thon, this guy, clad in blackened mail, swept across the land like a tempest. Neither pity nor mercy was shown to those who dared to stand against them. The men of Belakar fought valiantly, their hearts burning with the pride of their ancient heritage, but valor alone could not withstand the tide of doom that has befallen them. The people once free and proud now toil in chains, their spirits broken by the yoke of their new cruel masters. Nothing can stand against the Dark Lord. I've actually not seen Belakar fall. Oh, did I actually summon them? I think it worked. What the hell? So we ended up getting Haradrim forces. Like a lot of them when I cast that. Oh, yeah, I think we're going to be fine. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for these guys. It did work. An army has been assembled. I think I'm gonna try and just do that soon, but I'm gonna wait for my army to get all the way back up. The Forges of Isengard, where once the orcs made homes in wretched abode of mud and silt, has been reborn yet again. Now steel and stone are the cornerstones of the new Isengard, where wood is but the fuel for the flames of industry. From high atop the Tower of Orthanc, I can see my vision for a future of orderly steel and machinery playing out. The great pits of Isengard grow ever deeper, and ever more legions thronging in their depths, awaiting the day that I, their lord and master, command them to march. We gained the Forges of Isengard, or the Furnaces of Isengard. We lost the Pits of Isengard and we gained the Mines of Isengard. And that gives you a huge wealth bonus, like pretty quickly. The question of the Horse Lords. Now that I'm strengthened in my position, the question becomes as to how to deal with the Horse Lords of Rohan. Long have I had my spies and agents in their courts. While Grima is no longer around to coordinate their efforts, they should still be able to weaken the kingdom from within. If I enfeeble the mind of King Theoden, the Rohirrim are unaccustomed to such designs and won't see it coming. The House of Erling now numbers few with a true claim to the throne. If Theodred were to perish, stability in the White Kingdom would be further disrupted. Theoden's nephew Eomer lives. If he were to fall, Eowyn will bear the best claim to the kingdom. Once wedded to her uncle's most loyal regent and counselor Grima, I can control the kingdom from the shadows. I honestly think you will attempt to bring Rohan under your influence through subterfuge. You will have more time to achieve your goals, but the Horse Lords will eventually discover your intent if you do not. Install a puppet in the Riddermark. Influence King Theoden. I just need 52. Long have I had my spies and agents in the golden halls of Meduseld, hidden in plain sight as trusted advisors and servants in the royal court, giving me some insight into the intentions of the Rohirrim and allowing me some sway over their affairs. However, as I seek to build momentum and install a puppet king on the throne of Rohan, I could seek to enforce greater control over the king, forcing out those who would offer sage advice from his inner circle and fill his mind with befuddlement. While Theodred still stands, Rohan yet may still mount a resistance against my efforts to subjugate the Horse Lords to my will. My agents have so far been unable to take him down from the shadows. Perhaps a less subtle approach may bring success. I could send my orcs to raid the lands in the Westfold in the hopes of drawing out the young lord and slaying him on the battlefield. Yet, were he to survive, my hand would be revealed and I would surely be forced into an open war. Let's try it. We get 150. It's such a blatant show of force risk open war if discovered. It is worth the risk. Prince Theodred is young and strong, valorous in his manhood, and beloved by his kingly father and his subjects. He will not be able to turn aside and ignore the suffering of his people. With this, I shall draw him out, whence he may be slain by my soldiers. News has reached me from my agents in Rohan that Theodred has fallen at the hands of my Uruk-hai at the fords of Isen, and that he has succumbed to his wounds. The Horse Lords find themselves in a state of mourning, lost in their grief. Rohan is now weaker than ever, with an inept king and a lost heir. And yet, Eomer remains a thorn in my side. Grima has banished him from the realm, and word is that he seeks to gather support from across the realm to form a resistance. I must rid you at Rohan of young Eomer before it is too late. And I think you have to actually just get rid of him. This would be huge, because then you can install a puppet. Gandalf returns! Oh no. Gandalf the Grey, now self-proclaimed the White, in truth naught but a short-sighted and wretched meddler, has come and ousted my loyal subordinate Grima. He has even gone so far as to strike against me, lifting the fog of befuddlement I had lain on Theoden. Though I have lost my ears in the court of Edoras, I can already foresee the mustering happening in its wretched thatched hall. The only silver lining is the news that Theoden has foolishly set Grima free. In a misguided act of mercy, perhaps he will return to me and be of further use. So be it. If this shall not submit peacefully, then I shall be forced to be more drastic. The war for Rohan. Whatever my initial thoughts, it has become apparent the only way to bring the Riddermark under my yoke is through force of arms. No longer shall I create designs in the shadows, but crush my enemies in the field. And so it begins. And I have to do this within 5 years or I will lose. Well, it didn't work out the way we wanted it to. I wanted to do subterfuge, but apparently the game said no. I would not be able to have... Oh, I didn't realize I had this on 5. I was wondering why it was going so quick. I like Taxman, because it gets you more money, obviously. We've nearly taken them already. How long has this war been going on? 20 months. As long as it ends before 5 years, we won't get attacked by the Ents. So we should be good, as we already know. And it's done. The Golden Hall is mine. I've been here before, of course, as a visitor and advisor. Now the throne of Rohan belongs to me. I shall install a ruler here that possesses enough wisdom to follow my guidance, unlike the feckless sons of Errol. And Helm's Deep is broken. Rohan has been dealt a mortal blow. Helm's Deep, the strongest of the mountain holdfast of the Riddermark, has fallen to my fighting Uruk-hai. Now the broken halls of the Hornburg shall be renewed to my superior craft, and Helm's Deep will become a staging ground for my armies to march further into the fields of the Riddermark. Rohan is sure to fall. It already did. There will be no dawn for men. The defeat of the Horse Lords. In a decisive show of power, the Horse Lords of Rohan have been humbled. Before my mighty armies of Uruk-hai and auxiliaries of Dunland, their defeat was all but inevitable. However, I am a wise lord, and I will not sap the land of strength unnecessarily. The remaining Horse Lords have been allowed to bend the knee to me and permitted to retain their own laws and customs so long as they remain faithful. Now with the ancient plains of Kelanathon secured, my gaze turns to the south and east, the first of many victories. We are at war with these guys. Complete the transformation of Isengard. What does that do? 2 powerful vassals expect seats on the council. We got a couple prisoners that can be ransomed. Quite a lot of them, actually. I actually have Eomer as one of my vassals. Yeah, we'll finish this up real quick, and then I guess we'll... What is completing? Oh, he died in his sleep. What the hell? I don't think I should do that to either one of you. Feels like a really bad move. You can go here. You can go here, and then you can be oh my god, having Éomer as my as my marshal feels really funny, considering he knows I tried to kill him. The extent of my ambition. With Rohan conquered and swaths of land and myriad of forces under my command, I feel my old ambition rising in me again. Should I really continue to submit to the Dark Lord, or do I now have the power to rival him and set the Tower of Orthanc against that of Barad-dûr? Should I contend with Sauron to be the one true master of Middle-earth? I will be my own master. We definitely want to do this. He is now my nemesis, and I can create the White Hand. Establish the Cult of the White Hand, which is this. Which, to do that, first we're going to have to kill a bunch of prisoners. And there's other stuff. Complete the transformation. Oh, humble Mordor. My army has proven itself on the battlefield, armed with steel forged in the fiery pits of Isengard. With such proof of success in my development, why should I not go further still and build a sprawling military-industrial complex under my feet worthy of a true Dark Lord? However, several Uruk bands sent on preliminary scouting missions have not returned from the depths, and whispers are spreading among the lesser orcs of the folly of delving too deep. Let's just keep increasing these guys. Titles can be usurped. We should usurp the Kingdom of the Riddermark. Ooh, he's got a hook. I made Éomer change his faith. Hell yeah, dude. We're gonna want to work on Cult of the Lidless Eye. We just need to get a little bit more, and then we'll be good. I have a bit of an army increase going on, which is great. Prisoner taking siege. Oh yes. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And bye-bye. Dark Horde again. Oh, yes. Very nice. Oh, snap. We did a Dark Horde and we got Risen Carrion. And we got Scorpions. Dude, unreal. That's such a good spell. I have a ridiculous army now, by the way. The Return of the King! Aragorn II, heir of Isildur, and the chieftain of the Dunedain of Arnor has been proclaimed King of Gondor. Well, there he is. There he is indeed. My strength is similar to Mordor. I just have to hold out. The Two Towers. Now controlling the Two Towers, I would choose to move my capital. Isengard has served me well and is central to the Westlands, but Barad-dûr and Minas Morgul are now both ancient. Ah, I have to control Minas Morgul or Barad-dûr. Could demand a conversion from him. Let's see. What will he say? A favor on me. There we go. That's good. Can pardon my vassal. Can lawfully imprison him. There's only 16 members of this. These two will definitely get rocked. Beautiful. I'm just barely holding on. Okay, good. Now we're at 10. 10 gold per month. Ooh, this guy wants a city for the Cult of the Lidless Eye. I will definitely give you the money. This 800 would serve me nicely. I'm not going to get greedy with this either. I'm just going to beat this army. Because I know I have that faction that wants to get up, so I'm just going to wait till he's gone and then just get rid of him. Let's establish the Cult of the White Hand. Though I knelt to Sauron for a time, I have cast off the cloak of servitude once I wore. In that time, his perverted and pitiful cult spread through my land, binding my people and attempting to bind them to him. Now that we are free, I shall sow true wisdom to them. That through my guidance, there is a true path to peace and prosperity, the Cult of the White Hand. A new power is rising. The elder days are gone. The middle days are passing. The younger days are beginning. And it is Saruman who shall order this new age to peace and prosperity. He alone who possesses the wisdom to order the world. The Cult of the White Hand is a cult of personality, which emphasizes the inability for regular rulers to properly order the lives of themselves or their people. They require a guide. And as greatest of the wise, that role rightfully belongs to Saruman, mightiest of the Istari. The believers of the White Hand are a diverse mix of Uruk-hai and men, who are united in their goal to bring all of Middle-earth under Saruman's domain. They can easily be recognized through the often crudely painted symbol of the White Hand on their shields and armor. The most devout and zealous have it permanently tattooed on their forehead, chest, or back. The exact beliefs held by followers of the White Hand vary greatly among the peoples. Many only follow it pragmatically and see Saruman as a weak imitation of the true Dark Lord, but there are some who truly believe that the White Hand will bring salvation to all, for a safe and secure society. And it is High Lord Saruman of the Dominion of Isengard who shall bring about this new age into a time of industry and steel, an inheritance of prosperity for the powerful under me, for I alone possess the wisdom to order this new world. I will create a council that serves me, that praises the benevolent guidance of the White, the most enlightened. The White Hand shall not be stopped. With my decision to convert to the Cult of the White Hand, I arrange for my warden to come to my court and conduct the rites. Glory to Saruman the Wise. And we can usurp the kingdom of the Riddermark, which we are going to do. Boop, give me that. The Dominion of Isengard grows ever stronger. Gondor is not very strong. We actually probably would be able to take him pretty handily if I just attacked him outright. And my armies are growing every day. Factions have disbanded. We just have this one that wants independence. These two, which I will kill them and then put actual faithful people. I can pardon my vassal. No. The High Lordship of the Dunland Fells, and then this one. I think now that I have that, I can also do at least one of these. I have to have a strong refuge or a training ground. I love that the Uruk-hai have like on-map models. They look fantastic. Done. Vassals can be retracted. I think this is what I wanted anyway. Let's do prisoners, you. I'm going to revoke all of your titles. And now I'm going to kill you. So bye-bye. There's that. You, negotiate release. I'm going to demand you convert. Oh, you won't say yes? Alright, I didn't realize you were in a position to do anything. So I'm going to take your titles. I'm going to kill your wife first in front of you. I'm going to do a public execution. And then for you, I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to move to the dungeon. You could just die down there. That's what you get when you betray the Dark Lord Saruman. I wonder if I should take you. Although, if I attacked... Oh, the Reunited Kingdom. So if I attacked you, what would I have to do? Bring them under tribute. They would become a tributary. You could do a holy war for one of your kingdoms, which I would probably do Anorien. I don't have enough for that, but I could do an invade kingdom for Anorien. I can only do one of these at a time. That would establish me in a pretty secure spot. And he did take all of this. I think he's weaker than I am by like a lot. I can also do like make this person a client state, but I don't think I can get anything from client states, and she would probably definitely rebel against me. Could invade the kingdom and burn down their forest. And then if I do burn it down, what do I get for that? I would gain 500 piety, and then I could do a holy war for Anorien. That could be fun. I've kind of wanted to burn this down anyway, so let's just do it. The elves think that they're so smart and so clever and so cool. My army apparently cost me 20 gold per turn, which is a lot, so something to think about. And this is against Elrond, actually. Done. Thank you, Kingdom of Lothlorien. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna kill Elrond too. Or does that count? It does not. Well, Elrond, what can I get from you? Could execute you. Elrond. Could ransom you for 200 gold. You know what? I'll do it. The heart of Evendim on earth burns. Its silver trees turn black while the golden leaves vanish into clouds of ashes. Karas Galathon has fallen to my forces, and the hated elves flee before my victorious armies. We shall pillage and despoil this place until nothing remains but scarred earth and hewn tree stumps. All traces of elven influence shall be stamped out beneath the boots of the new masters of the golden wood. Burn them all. And we will desecrate Karas Galathon. The self-proclaimed heart of Evendim in Middle-earth stands as a monument to the power of the elves, and more particularly to Galadriel and Celeborn. Their domain is centered around a truly great tree. What a joy it will be to set it alight, a candle in a funeral pyre, to the dwindling elves as their time ends. Burn it to the ground. After the fall of Karas Galathon, I have taken my time to fully despoil and desecrate the site that once held the so-called heart of Evendim on earth. No trace of the prideful elves who once dwelt here remains. The city is now named Keber Gel, the Weeping Stake. And though all the Galarthim that for so long inhabited this place are gone, their disembodied wails seem to linger in the wind, crying out in anguish and despair. Such a delightful sound. Let's do Saruman of the Many Colors. Your new robes seem white, but that is not so. They are woven of all colors, and as you move, they shimmer and change hue. Again, the nickname of the Many Colors. Beautiful. Beautiful. We love to see it. Gorgeous. Look at my great dominion. The Brownlands. Interesting. He's like a conqueror. Much weaker than I am, though. I did not know that if I stationed them in Orthanc, they would get 630. That's insane. Holy God, dude. And then 87 from Lossier? What about this one? Is this not mine? Oh, I gave it to you. That's right. That's why I'm not making a ton of money anymore. Just don't have a lot left. Yeah, we'll just do this one. I'm just gonna raise all my men-at-arms here. They'll be able to easily do this. So now Isengard looking pretty good, I gotta say. Looks pretty fine. I did another dark ritual. Oh my God, I have so many troops now. Hell yeah, dude. Oh my God, we love to see it. I love it when I have a nice army. I'm just going to attack him for the Kingdom of Anorien. I would lose a devotion penalty, a level of devotion, but I don't care. Actually, I won't. It's not really anything. I didn't lose much at all. Alright, we still beat him. Thank God. I was worried that Aragorn was going to beat me somehow. It would be insane. Oh, we took something from him. We took Lady Silmarion's hammer. Oh, very nice. Not better than my staff, but I mean, hey. I'm not even sure where he's going. Through the folly of the AI, I sort of fast-forwarded a little bit. For some reason, they thought they were going to come over here and attack me, but then they took a bunch of attrition. The AI is really stupid sometimes. Other times they can be brilliant, and they'll be an absolute problem. But today was apparently not going to be one of those days, and they decided that they were going to be really stupid and not know how to play the game, I guess. I just need to hurry up. That's my biggest thing, because even with all of this, it's still been 2 years and I've not made any progress on this. I mean, I nearly have the entirety of this. And it's over. I have taken the kingdom of Anorien in 3 years. You and your foul host may have wrested me from my kingdom, but mark me, I am not through yet, nor will I give up Anorien so easily. I have taken it, and I now have a 32,000 troop army. And I now hold Minas Tirith, as well as like a bunch of other stuff. What the hell? I didn't even do the other thing. It has made itself known with a terrible screech which shook the entirety of Isengard. Even up on the surface it could be heard, and many cringed in terror at the mere sound of it. Yet I am no mere mortal, but the greatest of the Astari, one of the wise. In the depths I found it, tearing through my troops as if they were wet paper, many a forge already destroyed and bent asunder. It is a strange beast, and I am unable to make out the finer details. It seems to be writhing in shadow. Full of anger, and lifting high my staff, I let my voice ring out, I am Saruman, the Lord of Isengard. This land is my dominion. You would lose the furnaces of Isengard, and you would lose the mines of Isengard. I could try. I killed it! I have never done that. That's amazing! Though the battle was long and arduous, the horror is beaten back, screeching in agony from the many wounds dealt upon it. It turns and flees back into the darkness, slaying a few final victims as it goes. But pride swells within me. It will not return. Let it flee with its tail, if it had one, between its legs. My supremacy as master of this land has been proven. Now, nothing can stop my works. What the hell? Oh, so I did do it. A new power is rising. I have cast off the visage of servitude I once donned to Con, the self-proclaimed lord of the earth. Now that I am strong and entrenched, the time has come to prove to him that I am master of Middle-earth. He shall kneel, and I shall finally surpass him. The Dark Lord March of Sauron has not taken my betrayal lightly, to say the least. He has now rallied his hosts and marched upon my dominion, aiming to humble me. If not, indeed slay me. I have no choice but to fight and hope to defeat him now. Let them come. Mordor invasion for the overlordship of Isengard. Your wicked deeds have gone unpunished for far too long. That changes today, for I have come to deliver holy retribution upon you. I cannot lose, for Sauron is with me. Well, I would hope so, because you are him. It's not going to bode well when that independence faction pops while I'm doing this, but what are you going to do? At long last it is finished. The great labyrinth beneath Isengard has been realized, a monstrosity of metal and tunnels which even I can scarcely keep track of anymore. Beneath the surface of my servants scurry to and fro, ensuring the great machines I have built operate at full capacity. A new age is dawning. The Age of Steel. I gain the industrial complex of Isengard. Oh, and now I will gain money every turn. Dude, hell yes. I wonder why he turned around. Alright, I beat this one. I just have to hold out. If I can, and keep my casualties at a minimum. At the river crossing. Hold! Hold, brothers! Nice. Good victory. Good dub. Great dub. Huge. Let's have you replenish that Minas Tirith. This one's going to pop, which sucks, but I'm going to... I think that worked. Alright, sick. This will be perfect. I will use you guys for whenever this independence faction pops, because they should be able to fight them. Where are you getting all these troops? No, I hate that they do that. For some reason, they decided to run right into me, which, I mean, I'm not going to say no to. Ooh, we captured the Mordor war banner. Yes. Give me that. That's fun. I may actually be able to win this. Unreal. Should I start sieging stuff? I can do it pretty quick. 40 days. I might be able to hold out. That would be really big. I mean, if I win this, what do I get? He owes me 8,000. Done. He owes me 9,000 gold. That is insane. Sauron's rule might be older, but mine is better. This has been proven decisively. My Uruk-hai have bested his orcs and managed thralls in the field, and his attempts to penetrate my lands brushed aside. His time has come. You owe me 9,000 gold, Sauron. That is nuts. That is nuts. Well, I guess now I can prepare to do... Invite Dunlandings to Isengard. Dude, nice. The native Dunlandings have served me well thus far in Isengard. They are good fighters and will prove useful to me. Gain an unpressed claim on the overlordship of Dunland. Get an army of 700. And we discover Dunlanding warriors. I mean, we'll do it. Beautiful. And we can keep doing that, actually. Over and over again. Several times. We can humble Mordor if we so wish. I think we should. Probably. This has gone significantly better than I imagined that it would. So I can station somebody at Minas Tirith. What would I get if I put one of you here? 200? I'm going to put you there. And then as far as you go, how are you? 20. 7. That's pretty good. I'll do that one. I would not mind you getting a little bit of a bonus, but it doesn't look like it's going to be much of anything. Might as well just raise them all up to the max, honestly. I don't think it's going to be too out of the realm of possibility to do that. That's insane. I'll just get rid of these, the onagers. And then we can do, oh, Dunlanding Horsemen or Dunlanding Outriders, which are slightly better. We can get Huskarls now, actually. Let's grab some of those. Nice, sweet. And then we'll wait till all of these are max, and then we will go and attack them. Faction targets me. One of these is probably going to be, yeah, the Gondorian. They're going to definitely get mad. They love getting upset. It's their favorite. Beautiful. I am now a crowned sovereign. Thank God. It's finally over. He is much weaker than I am. I have like 13,000 more troops than he does. I guess we try it. I guess the time is now. I have cast off the visage of servitude I once donned to Con, the self-proclaimed lord of the earth. Now that I am strong and entrenched, the time has come to prove to him that I am the master of Middle-earth. He shall kneel, and I shall finally surpass him. He started war against the Dark Lord of Sauron, but the humble Mordor casus belli. A new power is rising. He should not be able to fight against me. He only has 26,000 to my 40. 3 months to siege Minas Morgul. Should be an easy win. Yeah. No contest. Absolutely trounced him. Gotta just catch him. There we go. Beautiful. Love to see it. Another win. Alright, I mean, I'm sieging Barad-dûr now. Because it says he controls the war target. Even with my really great siege equipment, it's still an 8-month of siege. I don't know where he is, though. He's somewhere. Doing something. I may honestly end up out-sieging him, because he's not doing anything. I don't know why his army got I mean, I think we wiped him, and then I think what happened now is that he's stuck. Because he just doesn't have anything else to do, so he's just sieging. Take this. I'm gonna combine all of these guys. I'm gonna go back to Barad-dûr with my huge-ass army. I think I might... It's 4 years. This should honestly fill it out. With my 31,000 troops. Yeah, this'll be it. Goodbye, Witch King. And that's it. We've done it. It took 4 years. The AI was really stupid again. It decided that it wasn't going to try and siege some of the other stuff, and it lost because it tried to just siege down Barad-dûr. And I have imprisoned the Dark Lord Sauron. I have at last proven myself the greater. Sauron is in chains before me, his miserable, rotten form radiating hate. I feel such pure, unmitigated glee, I can scarcely believe it. Now I pull forth an ornamental blade before speaking. Your master was cast into the void, I believe. I think it's time for you to join him. Holy crap! Middle-earth needs but one master. Yet at the last I pull away, sheathing the blade. I've had a better idea. Cast him into the deepest dungeon. Let him bask in his irrelevance and impotence. There can only be one. What the actual... Look at the size of my realm! Is there anything else I can do? Construct Grond! Great engines crawled across the earth, and in the midst was a huge ram greatest, a forest tree 100 feet in length, swinging on mighty chains, long as had been forged in the dark smithies of Mordor, and its hideous head, founded of black steel, was shaped in the likeness of a ravening wolf. On it spells of ruin lay. Grond they named it, in memory of the hammer of the underworld of old. Great beasts drew it, orcs surrounded it, and behind walked mountain trolls to wield it. Yeah, I want to do that. Construct Grond. Do I have Grond now? But first I want to move my court to the 2 towers. Now controlling the 2 towers, I choose to move my capital. Isengard has served me well, and it's central to the Westlands, but Barad-dûr and Minas Morgul are both ancient sites of dread and power. Now controlling the 2 towers. Barad-dûr is better protected and a perfect home for the true Dark Lord. Let us move to Barad-dûr. So now I hold Barad-dûr, and I am just titillated, y'all, at how well this worked out for us. Wow. And then we should probably... So sick. Look at the background of that. He also is a weed smoker, which I find really funny. I guess I forgot, but I think, yeah, the Witch King technically is one of my vassals now, which is really funny. And he's converted to my faith. So I am, oh my god, what a crazy, crazy turn of events. This guy's also one of my vassals. Actually, she's not a powerful vassal anymore, so it doesn't matter. Beautiful. You should be, I could send you a gift. That way you'll like me. I can send you the same thing. Beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. It's really working out for me. Where is your capital now, Aragorn? Alright, we're nearly there. Nearly there. We just gotta make these guys our vassals. I've taken his capital. I wonder if we could catch him. If we can capture him in battle, that would be huge. I think we did. No, it doesn't matter what we did. They're a tribute now. Look at that. That is lovely, I tell you. That is mighty lovely. This has gone significantly better than it did the first time, I have to say. We have not only survived the Balrog, which was our undoing the last time, but we survived the attack from Sauron, and we destroyed Sauron, and we have shackled the men of the world, the last kingdom of men. The last great kingdom of men, I would say, and made them into our vassal. This guy is actually insane. Holy crap. Very strong. But yeah, we're doing really great. And we could definitely, what I would probably do is then I would go for the Easterlings and then kind of just keep going and like take everything else. But I'm not going to do that in this run. I think we've had a really great time. We've established ourselves as the true Dark Lords of Middle-earth. Here we go. The great engines crawled across the field. We didn't even get to see Grond. Here we go. Grond, the hammer of the underworld, breaker of the cities at last is ready to be unleashed upon my foes. We get an army of 1 in Barad-dûr, which should be... No, we have to look at him. We gotta look at Grond. Where is he? Where is he? Grond! Oh my god, Grond. There he is.